This movie is about the cell. We're going to explain what a cell is. We're going to talk about the cell address, look at the name box, introduce the name box to you, and talk about the active cell, as well as some properties of the cell. The workbook is made up of small structures that you see gridded out in front of you. These structures are called cells. The cells are the smallest functional unit of the worksheet, really, within the workbook. Each cell, of which one you see has a border around it with a fill handle on the lower right-hand side. We'll talk about that functionality later on, but this cell has an address. The address can be found on the column and row heading. The column heading has the letter J highlighted, and the row heading has the number 13 highlighted. That's because this active cell's address is column J, row 13, or J13. And it's stated in that order. It's column row, J13. If I left-click another cell, F4 for instance, the row heading and the column heading change to reflect the active cell's address. This is F4. F4 is also showing in the name box, and when I left-click D2, for instance, the name box changes to reflect the active cell address. Now, I mentioned that the cell is the smallest functional structure within the worksheet. Cells are actually pretty amazing. To start with, there's actually over 16 billion cells on this one worksheet. And there are 3 worksheets within this workbook, the standard default workbook. That means there's over 50 billion cells in this workbook. In addition to that, cells are amazingly flexible. You can input text, numbers, formulas, and functions. You can, once you get content in the cell, format that content in any one of numerous ways. You can copy the value of a cell or the content of a cell into another cell. You can move, cut, and paste the value or the content from one cell into another cell. And you can have cells that are mathematically related to other cells that achieve their value when those other cells' values change. We're going to cover all of that in subsequent movies. So that's an introduction to the cell. We talked about what a cell is, the cell address. We introduced the name box, and we talked about some of the properties of cells, as well as mentioning the incredible number, the vast number of cells that are contained within each worksheet.